Hey everybody, hope you're doing amazing. It's Candle Maker here, and today I wanted to focus today's live stream on the power of thinking big, especially during times of change, especially during times when you're uncertain about the future and whether you're starting a project, moving in a different direction in your life, your business, and so on. I want to share with you a few things. First and foremost, I know there's a lot of us that are watching this right now that are probably going through a major shift in your life or your career, your business, your family, and so on. I could tell you from personal experience that one of the most difficult things that most people go through is we don't think big enough. We don't believe we can achieve things. We don't believe that we can make an idea come to reality and impact a lot of people. Um, and that comes from our social conditioning, what we used to see sometimes as children. Maybe we never had the right environment to help us to think big. And I wanted to share with you today some of the things that may help to ignite that feeling within yourself. Every time you get a chance to accomplish something in terms of a win in your life, in your career, maybe maybe you got a good phone call, a good email that maybe is an opportunity. Celebrate that win. Celebrate those little accomplishments because things in life, they need momentum to manifest into big things. And so if you're pushing off those little wins, how can things manifest into something big, right? So I want you to focusing on every time something goes right in your career, your life, your marriage, your relationships, your business, your projects, and so on. Celebrate the little wins, but don't over celebrate because that's overindulging. That's usually not a good thing either. Focus your time on making things happen. And every time you accomplish something, celebrate, whatever that might be. Go get an ice cream, go treat yourself to something because that's going to be very, very powerful in compounding into something bigger. um, when I got into business, I went through that thought process of when I initially got into business. People used to ask me a long time ago, especially Nietzsche Gear days. So Nietzsche Gear days, my clothing company, when I was selling that out of my one bedroom apartment, my backpack, I was going around the University of Saskatchewan trying to sell my stuff. And I would go to all these trade shows, these conferences, these powwows, these events. And I was trying to sell, sell, sell. Some people would ask me, Kendall, where do you want to take Nietzsche Gear? What's your plan? What's your goal? And I'm sure people have asked you that as well. And I would say to people, and I would say, I'm going to create the next Lululemon. And you can already assume what people would say when I would talk like that. They would be like, that guy's crazy. That's not going to happen. Within a few years, most of you know the story. We had stores just like Lululemon. We had our own retail locations. We would sell our own branded stuff. It was only Nietzsche Gear stuff. And to do that in the marketplace is extremely, extremely difficult. You need thousands and upon thousands of sales to make retail work. And so, my point I am trying to get across is that at that moment in if I didn't think that way, I probably wouldn't have been able to make my even one store with that company. And so, I guess the birth of that thinking came from um, lots of obstacles through university. And I told this story about there was one thing that really, I guess, programmed myself up here in university. I used to have this poster, and on this poster it said, "He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life." And there's this guy climbing this mountain. And so every time I would see that on my wall, I would envision my life that way. And thinking of being courageous and that, there's going to be opportunities, there's going to be things that'll come. And so when those times would come, I would just go after it. I would throw myself out there, even if I was nervous, even if I was scared, even if I had to do public presentations. I was never a speaker back then. I had to force myself, right? And so whatever it is that you're trying to start, whatever it is that you're trying to grow, you have to force yourself. You have to throw yourself out there. Growth isn't comfortable. It can be very uncomfortable. It can be very frightening for a lot of people. But the people that persist and just show up every single day, those are the people that make things happen. And guess what? So can you. I'm sure a lot of you who have watched this have gone through things where you try to talk yourself out of not going to some place or an event and so on, and it wasn't that bad. In fact, you probably would be kicking yourself if you didn't show up. I have many stories like that where I try to talk myself out of going somewhere because I was too scared, I was too afraid, I didn't want to go, but I knew that I deep down I needed to go to get experience, to make connections and so on. And so as you're going through your life, as you're going through your business, think big, because each and every one of us has opportunities. We have gifts, we have potential, and it just takes one person to ignite that gift, to ignite that potential, to think big, to act on your ideas, to keep moving forward. Regardless of how bad it is or how bad it gets, you keep moving forward and you push and you push. Eventually, you're going to find help. Eventually, you're going to find the right people. Eventually, things will work out. But it won't happen unless you hang in there. It won't happen unless the things in your life, the things that you're trying to go, you wake up every single day and you try to go after it every single day. You're pushing, you're pushing, you're pushing. Eventually, you'll find help. Eventually, you'll find the right things that will come upon your way, upon your path, and things will start to click. And as you're going upon this path, I want you to think about, where do you want to take it? You know, one of the things I tell all of my clients is that when you're trying to achieve a goal, write it down, put it on your wall, see it every single day, see it all the time, every chance you get, put it on your wall, put it in your wallet, put it on your screensaver on your phone. The more time you see it, the more time you activate it up here, it starts to become embedded, like you're downloading it in your mind. And as you're going upon your day, you're always looking at your goal. You're always looking at it. So it becomes ingrained. And the more ingrained it becomes, your actions, your subconscious starts to take over. And all of a sudden, you start attracting the right people. You start making the right decisions. And soon enough, you're going to find something that works for you. So this is Kendall. I hope this helps you today. Have an amazing day, and I will see you on the next live stream.